Hey everybody, I'm here to talk about some theories that I've been hearing about Pokemon lately. One of which was, there's a lot out there containing red. Whatever happened to red? Um, so yeah, I think I'm gonna go over some of the best theories that I think are out there. So yeah, so my first theory that I had, the first theory that I had pretty much kind of okay. How about this? Let's take a look at the place where we last saw red. We realized that we last saw red in these two areas in the game. So, yeah, we saw them when we were playing Black and White 2, and we also saw them in what you would think would be, Mount Silver on Mount Silver and Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. So, yeah, there are some theories that Red died on top of Mount Silver, but that wouldn't be true because he's up here in Pokemon Black and White too. Though his name is in Japanese. So yeah, what else? Alright. Getting rid of alright. Let's get rid of these. Getting rid of that, I actually have my own theory as well. Alright. Due to my theory would be due to Alright. My theory is due to let's take a look. Alright. My theory is when Ash was in Johto still and he ran, well, I'm not sure if it was in Johto, but when Ash was in the movie Pokemon Forever, Ash meets a Celebi in the movie, having the power to go back in time within a forest. So one day, well, in the movie, Celebi accidentally brings back a boy who we believe to be Tracy from the Pokemon anime, or Professor Oak himself. Most likely Professor Oak himself. So yeah, I think during those events of Oak meeting Ash early, there might have been a second timeline to Pokemon, one of which containing Red. Instead of Ash becoming the protagonist, Red did, due to those events. There is another theory out there that Red's Pikachu is Ash's Pikachu. So let me get to that actually. Okay, the theory goes that Red let his Pikachu free, but I doubt that since he was in Pokemon Black and White 2. Instead, what I think happened was Red did not let his Pikachu. Well, alright. The theory is kind of hard to remember a little bit. I don't believe that's true because he still has his Pikachu in the Black and White. I've actually gone through the game just to get there. Pain in my butt. Yeah. So there's the alternate timeline theory, which also there's actually a couple of the alternate timeline theories because Ash runs into a couple of time traveling Pokemon in his way, mostly in the Pokemon movies because there's a couple of which he runs into Garantina and Dialga and Palkia. Dialga being the Pokemon of time, as well as Palkia being the Pokemon of space. There are a couple legendary Pokemon that actually can go back in time. Ash has actually gone through time at one period when in the Pokemon movie where they're trying to save Giratina from attacking Dialga and Palkia. I believe it's the Arceus movie though. I'm not really sure. I'm pretty sure it's the Arceus one, so disregard that comment. He goes back in time, and they go to a period without the Pokeball. Instead, they have really bad looking harnesses on Pokemon. So yeah, there's a lot and lots of theories that support the alternate timeline theory, of which second is that the second theory, well third I think, um, is that instead of the second theory is that, hold on, give me a second. All right, the second theory is actually it's like third or fourth thing. Next theory is that Red's journey began after Ash's journey. The reason that proves this is during Ash's journey, he goes through multiple. He only uses the Pokeball, the regular original Pokeball. He doesn't use any variations of the newer versions. The reason for that is Ash is in a um, Ash is actually in a younger timeline than Red. Red, it comes after Ash. That's how he's able to use the new variations of Pokeballs, as well as the Poke Seeker that you see on his back there. So yeah, and take a look at this. You could also look back into a couple of the first episodes of the anime. Um, Pikachu instead isn't put into a Pokeball and then healed in the machine. Instead, Pikachu is actually hooked up to an electric feeder when it needs to be healed. And in Ash's, well, actually Red's, all he has to do is put his Pokemon in his Pokeball, and then give them to the nurse. That's it. So there's a lot of tech that supports this in the anime and in the games. So yeah, yeah. Thank you all for watching. I want you tell me which theories you think are probably the best. And if you have your own theory, leave a comment or a private message me. I'd like to hear them. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I actually downloaded a couple of extra pictures, so I'm just going to show those. By the way, all these pictures are used by Google, so I do not own them. I'm just using them for this video. That's about it. Here's another picture of what Red looks like. Alright. That would be something we would see. Also, in the game, people say that Red died on top of Mount Silver, and maybe even released his Pokemon, since Professor Oak would have him and then he gave his Pokemon to Ash. But the second or third theory, I forget which, is that the tech. So Ash was before the time, so he would own Pikachu before Red. So that wouldn't support it at all. So there's a lot of theories going around. I believe the timeline theory would be the most, due to the... Okay, I'm going to speak a little more about the timeline theory. In Pokemon Forever, I think it's this movie, there's a ton. Anyway, in Pokemon Forever, you will usually... In Pokemon Forever, you would run into... Alright, Pokemon Forever. In the movie, they bring back Professor Oak or Tracy. I can't tell which is which, honestly. But what happens is that Celebi is on the edge of death in that movie, which was a really sad period of the movie. One of the main rules of time travel that we sci-fiers or Star Trekkies, whatever you are, Star Wars dude, Doctor Who explains that a lot, but the number one rule when it comes to time travel is you are not allowed to see your own self. Celebi, on the other hand, when it's on the edge of death, it brings like thousands of copies of itself from different timelines. So I think that would have broken up the timeline pretty much a lot. especially if the other protagonist was actually Professor Oak. So maybe that occurred. When that occurred, it changed the timeline of Ashes and Reds, and it was a lot different. Also, there's another theory out there due to Celebi in Pokemon Forever. When the movie, the Arceus movie came out, that Ash was supposed to die in that moment in the Arceus movie, therefore causing Pokemon Professor Oak meet Red instead. But instead, he didn't die, and they barely managed to give the stone back to Arceus. So yeah, there's a lot of anime and game supporting this. Tell me your theory. Honestly, I'd love to hear all of them because I want to figure this out as soon as possible. So thank you all for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment, like, and subscribe. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. Sorry if I was stuttering off a couple of times. But yeah, that's just how I am. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And thanks for watching. Leave your theories if you have one in a comment or something. Thanks.